Let's bring in our coronavirus expert for this edition. Dr. Megan Murray is a professor of global health and social medicine at Harvard University. Hi, Professor.
Hi, nice to talk to you.
It's good to have you on a day like today. I'd like to ask you a very human question, first of all. When you first read about this new variant, did you get a knot in your stomach?
Well, yes, I did. Honestly, it's really worrying.
Manon Ouais will carry the flag for Lebanon. She's one of just 3 Lebanese athletes competing in Beijing. She'll take part in the slalom and giant slalom skiing events, as will Ornella Reyes. She is the only athlete representing Peru at these games. We decided to bring them both together, and I began by asking Ornella to tell me about her country and how it was feeling about her participation in the games.
Yeah, I mean, I got so many messages the last weeks, and it was impressive for me because it's not a typical sport in Peru. This time I will carry the flag, so I'm also the flag carrier, and that's really, really special.
Am I right in saying there was no one else to choose from? You're the only athlete, so you have to carry the flag.
Yes, this time.
Let's bring in Manon. You're representing Lebanon. You're one of only 3 athletes in your team. How proud is your country of you?
How proud is Lebanon? So, likewise, Peru people, Lebanese people are very warm and hearty. So I believe they're proud.
You guys have made us so excited. We are going to be watching, all of us here at the BBC. You guys talked about inspiring girls in Peru, girls in Lebanon, but maybe do think that there'll actually be girls in other countries listening to this, in other small countries, maybe who didn't send a team. And actually they'll think if Peru can do it and Lebanon can do it, they can do it.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I really hope.
Thank you.
Okay,
all right. Thank you. Olympic athletes Manon Ouais and Ornella Reyes. We have asked them to see if they can meet up during their slalom event and take a picture together, which we can then post. We begin this part of the programme with the tornadoes which hit Kentucky late on Friday night. They have left a wake of devastation in their path. Many homes have been destroyed. People are still missing. Let's speak to Katie Field. Her father died after the tornado directly hit the area. She's in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. Katie, thanks so much for agreeing to speak to us. If you can you talk us through what happened to your father?
I had spoke with him Friday evening, and he told me that he was going to bed, and I told him to get some rest, and I would watch, keep an eye on the weather, and I had watched.
Katie, a little earlier, I read out the post that you have written about searching for your father's Bible, which was always on his kitchen table, you said. Can you tell me about how important it is for you to find that Bible?
My dad has been a deeply spiritual person. I've known my whole life that he believed, and I would just really like to recover it and hope that it can bring me the same kind of strength that it brought him.
Katie Field, our entire team in the building will join me in saying to you, we are so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I will have done between 50 milliliters to 55 milliliters of Survivor. I never thought I would ever do that in my life.
I can't believe you've calculated that.
I had to, James.
So you've got this big reunion. Everyone's meant to be cheerful in any reunion. Did you think, right, I'll get out all the scientific figures here, I'll go and find some websites, I'll convince them, or did you just think, eat lunch, be quiet?
Okay, you seem to have been at that lunch. Actually, my first reaction was eat lunch, be quiet.
The ash, which has settled over some of the main areas, has made it difficult for the runways to reopen. Lanieta, do you just wish you could get on a plane?
And I wish, I have superpowers.
Yeah.
Just to, or I'm a bird, just to spread my wings and just fly over there to Tonga and just to be with my families.
It's almost hard to believe that I was the one who found it.
Does it get named after you?
Unfortunately not. The IAU, the International Astronomical Union, doesn't let people apply their own nicknames and names to things like that.
Oh, so it's not like a comet where you'd get it?
No, Unfortunately, no. It's named after the catalogue in which it was found, and then it has a long phone number afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be quite nice if I had something named after myself, but we can't win everything.
Now, when I was a pupil, our teachers were nice, but they were quite remote figures. We knew almost nothing about them beyond the classroom. We didn't even really think they existed beyond the classroom. What's it then been like for you all to have to switch on a Zoom or a Teams camera from your own house and break that kind of mystique or mystery about the teacher beyond the classroom, Randy Potts?
I think for me that was actually a nice thing because, like I would show my dog and I would kind of tilt my camera to say like, oh yeah, I'm in my bedroom or I'm in the living room. And anytime I could get the kids to bring a pet on, like their dog or their cat, it kind of helped kids get more involved and show their screen a little bit. And then they would turn it right off. They at least show their dog.
Have you heard of Mr. Beast? He was the highest paid YouTuber last year. Forbes magazine says he made $54 million. The runner-up, Jake Paul, made $45 million. Mr. Beast is the online name of 23-year-old Jimmy Donaldson. Why then is he so popular? Janelle Awamoy is the BBC's reporter.
So Mr. Beast, as you mentioned, 23-year-old, he started out on YouTube at the age of 13. He's been doing fantastic videos. He did that iconic video in 2017 of him counting to 100,000 and skyrocketed ever since.
Why are people addicted to watching that? I have to say, I'm one of them. I watched the video where he said the name of fellow YouTuber Logan Paul like 10,000 times or something. It was just weirdly addictive.
It is addictive. It is addictive.
Joining us is Lise Doucette, the BBC's chief international correspondent who has covered every major global conflict over the last several decades. I wrote that bit myself, Lise. And then, of course,
may I just add that you were with me throughout most
some of them. Some of them.
They stopped being humans for me when they took a weapon against their homeland.
When you were shooting them, it was not like shooting a human being?
I didn't feel them being human because they were enemies. They were just targets.
Are you prepared to die for Ukraine?
Yes, I was ready to die for my country.
Maxim, your son is only 2. But one thing people know about kids is that they're very, very good at picking up on tension and uncertainty among their parents or anyone else they see in the house. How do you make life normal for your son?
Well, he's a little hurricane. He loves his father a lot. He does not let me stay doing my own stuff when he's around.
He looked at me with a very serious face and said, "Mama, Ukraine will win. Don't worry."
How did that make you feel?
I was so touched. I almost started to cry because he's only 5.
Did you have to say goodbye to anyone in Kiev?
Yes, I said goodbye to relatives of my husband who are all stayed in Kiev. They don't want to go. They say that they will be partisans.
A final thought. It's coming up to 9 p.m. in Ukraine. I'm reminded of what I saw at this time of night in times I spent in the country in recent years. Older men playing chess in public squares. Kids, really serious kids, doing ballet practice. Teenagers engaged in fierce boxing training. Adults going to bars. Kids finishing homework or just watching TV. And couples going for a walk. It's hard to think how much of this normal pace of life goes on tonight in a Ukraine which has just been invaded by its neighbour Russia. If you are in Ukraine, do let us know. I'm James Reynolds. You've been listening to OS on the BBC World Service. Please stay tuned for continuing coverage of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.